Welcome to Never Shut Up. It's your boy Marcellus Wiley. No, I'm not speed talking, but we're going to get through this thing effectively and efficiently. But first, we're going to have to make sure the itty bitties are supported. So make sure you log on to projecttransition.org and support the foundation. I throw a book at you. Well, I'll put it in your mailbox. Well, I'll give it to somebody who'll put it in your mailbox. Let's get into this right now. Steve Stout saw this headline out there talking a lot about business, a lot about the sports media industry. And Steve Stout, someone I'm familiar with, he's really close with Ben Horowitz. And I'm really close with Ben Horowitz. So by association, I get to see Steve Stout. He dropped some bombs on this one, especially on Skip Bayless's head. Let's listen to Steve Stout talk about the media at large. You see Shannon, he got up out of there when he started going head first on Skip Bayless. A lot of takeaways from that right there. Just the fact that Steve Stout really went there, obviously having such grand knowledge of the business from his background, whether it's his cultural background and all the influence that he's had on the culture and business, but also just sitting there as a viewer watching. Like, man, what is going on? What is this formula for success for Skip and others, the entities, the organizations, the networks, but recipe for failure for you guys who are employees. So, look, when he started talking about ownership, you know he's talking my language right there, and he's right. The athletes, the pundits, those who are in the media, we all had to learn to sing a different song because we thought it was a different way. And it actually was a different way. When I came from the football field to ESPN, I never, ever in my life thought I would ever participate in ownership of a network like Brinks TV. I never thought it would be necessary. I thought that I would just have a great existence in the velvet coffin. The velvet coffin is something that they give you, big money, big opportunities, big platform, and they pay you to be comfortable as they're killing you slowly. That's the velvet coffin. Now, why do I say it's the velvet coffin? Because the industry is dying. It's not like everybody's sitting out there sabotaging, saying, oh, if you do sports media, oh, you're going to be in the grave soon and you're killing yourself and this is horrible. No, it's just that you are now in an industry that is eroding by the day, atrophying, right? It's just the way it is. So Shannon brought up the point about digital, right? That's the new way. That's the new way that you have to go out there and monetize yourself, even as a network. So the craziest thing is, while they're trying to land one plane or really just trying to get as many survivors as they can, as sports media in a typical linear cable fashion is crashing, they're trying to have these planes take off in the digital space. And that's what Shannon has taken full control over, the digital space. But I will always remind all of y'all, we don't own YouTube, right? That's why I'm an owner in Brinks. So therefore, I'm not based and judged solely on YouTube or Instagram, right? You get it? So ownership looks a lot different than some people are portraying it. There's partnerships, there's ownerships, there's employee. And this is not to slight any of those. It's to highlight the differences. I was an employee when I was at ESPN, NFL Network, Fox. Now I am an owner at Brinks TV, right? One of. Just like if you look at the NFL, there are 32 owners. We don't have 32, but we have a few on the cap table, as they would say. Then there's the kind of middle space between employee and owner, and there's partners, right? And you can plug into all kind of different things. And you can see it go that way. Club Shay Shay is a partner with The Volume, right? You see that. All the Smoke Productions is a partner with Meadowlark Media. And then Meadowlark Media is a partner with HBO, etc., right? But they don't own HBO, and HBO doesn't own Meadowlark Media. It's going down like that right now. It's a lot of disruption going on. And I like that Steve Stout broke it down to the fullest. He said, short-term L. Look, you're going to lose some liquidity if you go into ownership. You go from employee to ownership, you're going to lose liquidity, maybe for a day, maybe for a month, maybe for a year. But the big bang of it is in the long-term growth. You get the risk, you get the reward. You got to take that risk to get that reward. So I'm loving the disruption. The final part about Skip, look, I've done videos and stuff on that before. You don't have to be a genius. You don't have to graduate with honors to look at that dynamic and see what it is. It's Skip Bayless, and it's dressed up with other people who bring the spice, because Skip is a reliable talent. He is a really reliable talent. Like, you know where he's going to come from, you know what his position is going to be, and he's going to say them with an exclamation point. And if you're coming at him, your job is to try to move him off of his square. Tough sledding. Most people can't move him off his square. And that's what he's been doing. But he's been doing it for so long, Steve Stout's like, why don't you just test that formula out? Remove this variable and see how he goes. Now, I think the reason he's saying that basically is because Shannon had to move on from Skip. Shannon didn't want to move on, like he didn't raise his hand, but then, hey, the dynamics were at play. You got to make a move. And look, Shannon didn't land on his feet. He landed, hitting the ground running. He landed on the airplane. I don't know where he landed. He landed in a different stratosphere. And that's because he bet on himself in partnership and still employment at ESPN. But look at that platform. Like, ain't nothing wrong with that, right? That's a good velvet coffin to be in. So tell me what y'all think about Steve Stout. Tell me what you think about Skip Bayless. And seriously, like, I don't think Skip, I got into some hot water when I said that I didn't think that Skip Bayless would work with anybody that wasn't black. And this was months ago, if not a year ago, right? I didn't think it would work. I just don't think people are ready to see that dynamic. Yeah, we see shows with two white people talking all the time.